Alright, it's November 9th here. I just got done shelling all my corn. Last of 2019's corn is in the bin. I had a request for a couple of guys that are non-farmer subscribers that watch my channel. They were curious to how a combine works. Now these guys are pretty smart. They can do a lot of things, but they've never been around one of these. So if it seems a little redundant for the farmers, then I hope you give me some pointers. If there's something I've left out, help me out. To start with, this is a corn head. Let me get up in here and you can see these are the gathering chains. Underneath here are the stripping rolls. These things turn. What they do is the stalks come back into here, and as they turn, they strip the corn stalk down out of there. Get the camera up here where you can see. They strip that stalk down out of there. Those are stripping rolls. These are the stripping plates, these shiny bars. And most of the new combines, those are adjustable. You can narrow that up or widen it out. I think these are adjustable too, but I think you have to tear them apart. That leaves the ear up here, the ear of corn, that the gathering chains pull it up in to the trough there with the auger. It goes into the center. On this combine, I have to climb around here. Better look at this. You get better look at everything here. Excuse me. Yeah, everything comes in. This is a 6-row head. I plant with a 6-row corn planter. So yeah, I have to get in the right rows because there'll be a little bit of variation. Anyhow, the ears are brought to the center. They fall down in this well. This spiked beater right here kicks the ears into what we call the cylinder. And I'll have to crawl down underneath and I can open up and show you the cylinder. But hold on, I'll bring you right back. Alright, down here under the machine, I've got the cylinder stop on the cylinder. That's the back of that spiked drum. And this shiny thing up here is the rasp bar cylinder. If anybody ever hears the farmers talk about a cylinder, that's it. That does all the shelling. That breaks the kernels off the cob. Underneath it here is a what they call the concave. And that's where the kernels fall through the concave and go up this elevator here. This is an elevator as wide as a cylinder. This door I have open here is what they call the rock trap door. If you get a rock kicked down in there, doesn't much happen with corn, but when you run the soybeans, you tendency to get a rock in there. The rock hits that cylinder, it kicks that door open. There's a idiot light on that to tell me that it's blowed open. And there's the wiring up in there for it. That's for the idiot light. This is what drives it. That sprocket there runs that beater with the fingers on it. This runs this rasp bar cylinder. That does all the shelling. Right there is this. That's the thrashing part of it. This sprocket down here, that is the elevator that takes it up into the machine. Now on a John Deere combine, the cylinder itself is back in the main part of the machine back here, and it's got a chain that drags the corn all the way up there before it shells it. This combine shells it right out here at the head. This head will come off right here, and that's where you put the bean header on. Let me go around the other side. And get a better picture of the in this big door here. It's open. You can see the rasp bar cylinder up there, and this is the tail ending of the concaves, and right down here is the elevator that brings the corn up here. It dumps the corn out on this elevator, which drags it up there. Yeah, sorry for the light. But that's so far, that's all that cylinder does, is separates the, it thrashes the ears, takes the corn off the cob, brings it clear up to this point. At this point, it dumps it off that elevator. The fodder or straw, anything that's light, falls onto these. These are called straw walkers, and they're perforated down through there. You can see there's a trough underneath them, but they're open. And as the grain falls, take you back over here. As the grain falls, there's this pulley here. There's a giant squirrel cage fan in there. And that blasts air up through the falling grain, blows all the light material up and out. As the grain falls, it comes down to here. And this is what we call the chafer and the sieve. The grain falls on here, the air blasts out through these little sawtooth arrangements, and this is all this is shaken. This is sifting back and forth. The corn itself, or the grain, falls down, clear down through both of these, because there's a pair of them here. You know, I can get it open here. There's a pair of them here. And of course, there's these real fine screens that all the dust and the small pieces fall out the bottom. But the clean grain goes down here. Goes up this outside elevator. This is an elevator. This is the clean grain auger across the bottom. takes a clean grain clear to the top, puts it in the bin. This other elevator is what they call the tailings elevator. It's anything that didn't get separated or went off the back of those the sieves there. It goes up and goes back through the machine to be re-thrashed. This part up here is the thrasher. This part back here is the separator. We got a 301 cubic inch Alice-Chalmers engine that powers everything, even the drive. We got a hydraulic pump here, which controls the header lift and the variable speed. This big pulley here is the unloading auger for the grain tank. It's on the other side. We can change the speed of the cylinder, the rasp bar cylinder, by changing that pulley. Now I've run that pulley, it's a low speed. I run that pulley for corn and beans, but I have a smaller one that I've only ever changed for small grain like oats. Just because you want a more rapid thrashing of the straw. So anyhow, I've just opened everything up. I want to run it here and clean everything out. I'm done for the season. I'll take it back to the garage and get the leaf blower and blow some of the dust off of it. See, that's the tailings. That'll go back up and go back through the thrasher. This here is clean grain. And that's the little bit that was in there. Yeah, all the husks and the stalks and the straw or anything that gets back here onto these walkers. These things run on a crankshaft, which is here, and they walk the material to the back. Meanwhile, any grain falls down through and goes back in to be separated. The walkers bring the fodder out the back, and this here, yeah, I can't get a good picture of it, but this is a straw chopper on the back, and it kind of cuts everything up and grinds everything up and spits it out the back. It comes out these little chutes here. So yeah, that's what this long belt here, that's like 200 inch belt, comes clear back and runs a straw chopper. But everything's mechanical drive, either by belt or by chain. The fan is it's got a variable speed on it. You can change the speed of it. Oh, how do you do that? No, it doesn't. It's got a door in front of it. You can change the opening on the door, so you can change the air blowing up in through the grain as it falls. There's a variable speed on the cylinder, and it's changed up here. Yes, not only changing that, but I can change the pitch on that shiv right there, and further finally, fine adjustments on the speed of the cylinder, which determines how aggressive the shelling is of the corn or beans. This is the main drive here. The engine's up top, up here behind this panel. It drives down through here. This is the main drive belt. This is a variable speed sheave, and it drives the transmission there. It's kind of like a variable speed on a go-kart. There's no, some of the new combines are hydrostatic drive like your lawnmower. This is old. This is, I won't say it's, they had hydrostatic combines at the time, but I guess they were cheaper and a little more problematic. The grain bin unloading auger is here. This piece rotates up, kicks this auger out, and then I can load into the truck. And this is the grain tank. This tank will hold 150 bushel of corn. These augers up here just distribute the load so that it fills up the whole bin. Right over there, that's where the clean grain elevator comes up, brings it in this tube right here. So anyhow, that's how a Gleaner combine operates. It's a pretty simple machine, but very complicated too. This is the apparatus here that shakes these sieves down at the bottom so that to separate the grain, and the grain falls down, and these are the two drives for the augers to haul the clean grain up. I've been real happy with this combine. I've had it for 3 or 4 years now, and I don't know what I'm going to do if I ever wear this one out. It's just a nice old machine. It's pretty simple, easy to repair. All your bearings are out here on the sides. All your chains are out here where you can get to them. There is guarding and shields that go on the front of this thing, but I just take them off because I'd either be in my way or I'd have to pull them out to get to work on any of this, and I don't have any use for them. I hang them up in the shed. When I sell the machine, I put them back on. So anyhow, that's my M2 Gleaner, and I hope that clears it up a little bit, how this thing works. But I've kind of been around these things all my life, and if there's any questions, feel free to ask. So anyhow, thanks for watching. I'm going to button this thing up and shake the old corn out of it and take her home, blow it off, put her away for the season. So thanks for watching.